So, welcome to the session Who Motivates the Motivator? Now, one question for everyone. Can you talk to your near and dear people or your friend exactly the way you talk to yourself? How many of you think that you can talk to your near and dear ones exactly the way you talk to yourself? If you think yes, I want you to rethink about it. What is your answer? Type in the comment box below so that I know uh, the question you have taken the question in the right frame of mind. You know, the question is the answer is no. We can't talk to our near and dear ones the way we talk to ourselves. Any idea why? Any idea? Because the way we talk to ourselves is so pathetic. It is full of negativity. Most of the times, I'm not saying all the time it is full of negativity, but many times, if I ask you the question from a scale of 1 to 10, if you talk to yourself 10 times, how many times have you really spoken positively? How many times have you spoken negatively? Think about it. The kind of language that we use on ourselves is really ridiculous. And what happens when we use that kind of a language on ourselves? What happens to us? Do you think so? Your motivation is high, low? What really happens to you? Some of you might find it a little challenging to see what I'm talking because the way we talk to ourselves is a little different than the way we think, right? So, from childhood, we have been programming ourselves and we have the capacity to program others. As a child, there were people who programmed us. One word they said, and bam, some program was created. Now, our programs are both positive and negative. But typically, psychology has proven that our tendency is more towards the negative side than on the positive side. Do you agree? If you agree, then type I agree in the comment box below. See, our thoughts, the way we think, they become, over a period of time, they become our beliefs. And our beliefs gives us our action. So, if the thought is negative, the behavior is going to be negative. If the thought is positive, the behavior is going to be positive. If we really look at our life is like a sine wave, we go up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not a straight line ever. In fact, the straight line means you're dead, right? Most of the times, there are times when we are up high. So when we are on the high of our life, then everything is great, all is well. Things are moving smoothly, no issues, our motivation is high. But what really happens when we are on the downside of life? What happens to our motivation? What happens to our productivity? I'm sure you agree that on the downside, our productivity drops, our motivation drops. This is exactly probably the reverse of what we are on the upside. Now, is it possible that we are always on the high? Or for that matter, always in the low? No way. It's always up and down. The question is, as a leader, how do you pull yourself up when you are in the downside? Who is there for you when you are in the downside? Your job is to motivate people. Who's there for your motivation is what we are going to question in this whole topic of who motivates the motivator. Are you getting the connection with the topic? Who motivates the motivator? We lose 3 times the energy thinking negatively as much as when we think positively. If you are people who have more negative thoughts, look at your tiredness index. It will be at a very high level. The more positive thinking people have a lesser tiredness index. I have met people who early morning when they get up, they say that I am tired. And I have seen people, look at children, forget adults, look at children. What is the kind of energy level they have at 12 o'clock in the night? Amazingly high. Because children by default are very positive thinkers. You get the connection, right? Now the question comes, what is the self-talk? What is self-talk? We have positive self-talk, we have negative self-talk. What is self-talk? So let me define what a self-talk is for you. If we go to psychology, there are something called archetype people. As I said that we program ourselves, other people program ourselves, we program others. So this programming are called archetype people. So there are certain set of people inside us, okay? Different parts of, there are different people. So let's look at who are these archetype people and what is their role inside of us. So we are the actor. The actor is neutral. The actor listens to all the different archetype people and he acts. His job is to only act. He listens to all the different archetype people conversing between each other and he finally takes the action. So there is a friend. Along with the actor, there is a friend. This friend is on our side. He is the positive guy. He helps us. He is always believes in us. He trusts us. This guy always talks to us positively. So that is why he is our friend. He will always motivate us. Then there is a dreamer. A dreamer is the child within you. The child knows how to dream. As adults, we have actually lost the child in us and that's why we don't dream. And that's why typically when people ask you the question that where do you see 5 years down, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? Most of the adults cannot answer this question because somewhere they've stopped dreaming in their lives. So guys, if you want to perform, if you want to grow, if you want to succeed, you have to bring out the child. I'm not asking you to be childish, but you have to bring out that child and be childlike. Okay, the dreamer is the child within you, right? Then let's look at there is a victim within you. Now this particular person is very, very pathetic inside of you. He constantly complains, whims, cries, a very, very not so great character to be. But we find ourselves most of the times when things don't go according to our wish, we land up in the victim mode. A very pathetic place to be in because our performance drops, our everything drops when we are in the victim mode. When this person is extremely strong within us. Then there is a beckoner. Beckoner's job is to distract you from every place. All the times when you look at the phone rings and you get distracted, any thought, any clue in your environment, any cue in your environment, and bam, this beckoner comes and he distracts you. And today the beckoner is at a very high. He has a great job to do because there are a lot of distractions in our life. Huge amount of distractions, whether it's the social media, the notifications, the television, the works. I mean, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. So the beckoner's job is to distract yourself. We have the judge within us who is like a constant judgment and evaluator. We are masters in this. We have PhD in judging and evaluating people around us and including ourselves. It is first we judge and evaluate ourselves, constantly judging and comparing. This guy keeps on comparing yourself with others, what is right, what is wrong. And finally, we have a person called the guardian. The guardian is, like the name suggests, his job is to guard you. This guardian does not allow you to take any risk in life. If the guardian is strong, you will find that your risk-taking capacity is very, very weak. Now, we were talking about, now you have these 4 and 3, 7 different archetype people in our lives. And there are many, I mean, there are hundreds of archetype people, but I am picking up 7 out of these. The conversation between these people, the friend, the dreamer, the victim, the beckoner, the judge, the guardian, is what is called a self-talk, right? Is called a self-talk.